Hey, friends, and happy summer. So, today I want to talk about the summer slide, which is the amount of learning loss students can experience during summer break. And it varies by grade level and subject, but typically 70 to 78% of elementary age students, it's like 3 out of 4 kids, experience a decline in math and literacy. And the stats seem to show that the math declines are greater than literacy, but still, it's just a lot of information that can be lost over the summertime. So I was thinking, what are some engaging practical things we can do? What can we do about the summer slide? So as an educator, I wanted to put some tips together and share them. So first, I want to say that let's take a family approach to this. Okay. Let's We don't need apps, we don't need workbooks, we don't need any kind of external materials, even though as a teacher I love my materials, but let's put all that stuff to the side and have some fun this summer. Let's integrate learning into our everyday life. So one thing I want to say is get outside, right? Take it outside as much as we can. Now, we've had a very hot summer, so we want to really make sure that we're mindful of that. Kids' bodies actually get hotter faster than adults, so by all means practice safety first. But whenever we can integrate the outdoors with learning, it's a win-win. So here are a couple ideas that don't even cost anything at all. So go to a local park, and many parks have nature areas. I've actually explored one not too long ago and found it fascinating. There was a beehive, and it talked about all about the bees. There are signs everywhere about the wildlife, the different types of plants and trees. You can make it fun by saying, "Hey, let's do a little scavenger hunt. Maybe the first family member to find three of the plants listed, or three of the birds, or such, anything like that. Make it a game, but integrate learning, cross content learning, math, science, literacy, geography, social studies, anything that you can into your already existing activities into your everyday life. Have kids use their creativity and imagination, and let's spend some time in play. So, not only does play really help with developing children's fine and gross motor skills, but we can integrate content into play as well. Play games. You can do not only board games or card games or things like that, but outdoor games that integrate things like throwing, kicking, running, skipping, balancing. These are all skills that kids really need to develop. So, whenever we can do that, that would be a great thing. Interact with our kids. So we want to really just ask some open-ended questions that prompt reflection and learning more about what they're thinking. So, for instance, there's two, if you're not sure what to say, there's two questions that you can ask that work like a charm. One is why, one is how. So, how does that work? Tell me more about that. Try to have the kids explain their thinking, explain their thought processes. Really, really powerful stuff. Read. Read anything. Have the kids read anything that they are interested in. Read together. You might want to read something together as a family. You might want to spend some time reading independently, maybe having a conversation around what we're reading. Hey, tell me about that. Why is that book so interesting to you? What do you like about it? Tell me more about the character. You can just build questions off of what the responses are as well. We want to make sure we model. So we want the kids are always watching. We are their best teachers, family members, caretakers, um, always their best first teachers. So model some reading, model some questions, and here are some other activities that you might want to try. So integrate skills like math, reading, science into what you're doing every day. So, for example, with cooking, right? Maybe spend some time talking out loud, or going over a recipe, or asking the child to help you measure something that they need to do. Have them help. So many math skills are integrated in cooking. So that's one example. Another example is if you might be taking a road trip, or if you're going someplace. Technology has made it super easy to get where we're going with maps. So whether you use Google Maps or Apple Maps, it's a great tool. When I was growing up, we had those AAA triptychs where you had to go to AAA and they would flip the map and take the orange highlighter all the way down and flip another page. I'm so grateful we don't have to do that anymore. But with the technology, the reality is we're not really teaching those types of maps or direction skills. So, something to consider is pulling out the map app before you leave and just talking to the kids about the route. So, here's where we're going. We're going in this direction. It's such and such miles away. How long do you think it might take to get there? You can do something like this. You may say, well, we're going to be traveling 30 miles and I have 3/4 of a tank of gas. Sorry. So, do you think we have enough gas to get where we're going? You can look online for your car's owner manual and see how many gallons your gas tank holds. Because a lot of us, I don't even know how much that is, right? I don't know how much my gas tank is. But you can do things like that, just taking the time ahead of time and integrating those types of skills. So I hope that you find it helpful. In this post, I have a totally free Summerslide resource guide. You can access it by the QR code on this post. You slide one over, it's there. Also, down below, you'll see the website. It's right there. You just go in, access it for free. I hope that you find it helpful. I wish you a fabulous summer. Stay well, stay safe.